can't even really say that because it's all classified.
So he has to keep things quiet for now.
Yeah.
There was an interesting video that was put out by Project Veritas where they had they caught, in essence, a Biden National Security Council advisor saying some strange things as it pertains to Israel and the Middle East. Apparently, this guy was caught. He thought he was on a date with another dude and said some stuff that I'm fairly certain the Biden administration would not want out there. Whether it's all true or he was just kind of, pumping himself up, we don't know, but take a look.
You're not going to continue to lie and bomb and kill all these kids without facing serious consequences. But that is a second-term decision to defend with, not a first-term,
So we can't say now because he'll probably lose support from the Jews.
Enough support that we can't get 270 electoral votes. There are political calculations that are being made that I'm not making. There, whether how do you that, if Biden won again, you could be much more forthright about saying no. It's such a political risk to even say what Biden said earlier this week.
What do you say?
We're not going to give you more bombs.
Are you under Jake Sullivan? Like right under him?
So he's the national security advisor. My boss is the deputy national security advisor, but she's the deputy national security advisor for cyber. Cyber has become so important that we have a deputy who's and so I'm under her. If Biden won again, you could be much more forthright about saying no. You had that terrorist attack October 7th, and it was Hamas, but we can help you. You're doing it. We can't even really say that because it's all classified.
So he has to keep things quiet for now.
Yeah.
I'm a little out of the game, but first states are not like they used to. Aaron, let me start with you here. Let me start with you, Aaron. The key part here is that he's implying that the administration will be much harsher against Israel if they win again. But I think many Democrats thought Biden was the bulwark against the crazies in his own party. Whether it's true or not what he's saying, it seems to me that that's turned out not to be true.
Yeah, and there's sort of a divide, I think, among pundits, right, between those who believe that Biden's attempts to pressure Israel are coming from fear of losing Michigan and other swing states on the one hand, and those on the other who think it's primarily due to internal pressure from Democratic staffers and people in the national security bureaucracy. I tend to lean towards the second explanation. I'm sure both are involved, but generally, Biden is how old?
He's 81.
I mean, yeah, he's 81. I mean, on all these other cultural issues, put Israel aside for a minute, like trans or whatever. Does the guy have sincere, genuine belief in all of the far left intersectionality stuff? He might not consciously think it's wrong, but I don't necessarily think he's a true believer, but he's very influenced by his staffers. And so I think that's where a lot of the left-wing tilt is coming from. I don't necessarily think it's voters, although maybe in this case, voting pressures play a bigger role.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we know. But David, isn't that the point? Isn't that really the problem? That we have no concept as to what Joe Biden believes, or at least can functionally speak about freely, or he's always worried that he's going to get in trouble if he speaks extemporaneously, et cetera, et cetera. So whether this guy's pumping himself up or not, making it seem like he knows more than he knows, it's sort of irrelevant because it's still hitting the broader point.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know that in regard to Joe Biden personally, but we know it about his administration, and his administration is the Obama administration, right? I mean, 90 of his top 100 picks were from the Obama administration. I always think, remember that picture when the Obamas were moving out of the White House, and there's that photo, and Jen Psaki's in there.
Oh yeah. We'll throw it up right now.
Yeah, remember that? That is the Biden administration. That is those people saying, we are going to be back. And when we get back, watch out. And that's what we're seeing. I've thought a lot about it. Back during the Obama administration, there was a wonderful essay in Commentary magazine by Henry Now called The Chessboard and the Jigsaw Puzzle. And he basically argued that prior to Obama, American foreign policy was a chess game, right? We had an opponent. We used our pieces to control territory or to influence territory, whatever it was. He argued that Obama turned it into a jigsaw puzzle. Jake Sullivan and Blinken, they believe that every nation has a piece of this jigsaw puzzle, and if we all just put it down on the table, there'll be peace and prosperity. The problem is, obviously, that when we look at the picture of the jigsaw puzzle, we see a democracy with free markets and free speech. When Iran looks at it, they see a Muslim theocracy. When China looks at it, they see economic domination. So it just doesn't work. It's classic leading from behind, and obviously it's been a complete disaster.